Most people work harder than ever, and yet remain stuck. But here's the twist. Real success comes when you stop forcing things to happen. This is called reverse thinking, a way of flipping every problem upside down. The world's smartest people, much like the Stoic philosophers, use it to turn obstacles into opportunities and effort into effortless flow. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to escape the traps that keep you broke. Why free might be the most expensive choice you ever make. And the 6 signs that show you're finally on the right path to real success. Reverse thinking is the key to unlocking new doors, changing your destiny, and mastering the art of living without resistance. When you reach this state, every move feels natural, effortless, and in harmony, almost as if life itself is carrying you forward. So, why does this work? Because reverse thinking, combined with Stoic wisdom, helps you solve the toughest problems step by step until success becomes inevitable. In a fiercely competitive world, you can't just think harder, you have to think differently. Here's the truth. Some people work non-stop and stay broke, while others, by thinking in ways that seem backward but make perfect sense, effortlessly turn challenges into wins. If you don't understand how this works, you're missing out on something big. We'll break down the mistakes that make you poorer the harder you chase money, and why the very thing you want most may be what's holding you back. You'll see why free is often the most costly choice, because when your time has real value, you realize most free things just waste it. And before we wrap up, I'll share 6 clear signs that you're finally changing your mindset and breaking through the biggest barriers to success. The biggest difference between an average person and a successful one? It's not luck. It's not even hard work. It's how they think, with calmness, clarity, and inner mastery inspired by Stoicism, refusing to be tossed by external storms. Always holding their course, and turning adversity into advantage. Successful people see problems from multiple angles, and when life corners them, they don't panic. They use reverse thinking to find a way out. This calm, rational approach is at the heart of Stoic wisdom. Control what you can, accept what you cannot, and think clearly in every situation. Let me give you 2 quick stories. Story 1. A wealthy man was always afraid someone would break into his house while he was away. He considered getting a large wolf dog for protection but worried feeding the dog would cost a fortune. After weeks of overthinking, he finally had a simple, unconventional idea. Before leaving the house, he removed his Wi-Fi password. Free Wi-Fi. From that day on, a dozen people would hang out right outside his gate, glued to their phones, using his internet. His home, never safer. This is reverse thinking, flipping the problem on its head to find a solution no one else sees. The Stoic would remind us, when we face fears, often the simplest, most unexpected solution is the best. Story 2. Another wealthy man went to buy tomatoes. How much a pound? He asked. 16,000. The vendor replied. The man placed 2 tomatoes on the scale, then picked the largest one nearby and added it. The vendor glanced at the scale. 10,000. The man smiled, removed the biggest tomato, and said, "Don't need it." The vendor frowned. 8,000. Here's the twist. That single large tomato weighed more than the 2 on the scale combined. Everyone nearby could see the vendor was being unreasonable. But instead of arguing, the man calmly pulled out 2.000, handed it over, and walked away, not with the 2 on the scale, but with the massive tomato he had set aside earlier. Smart thinking beats stubborn pride every time. A true Stoic remains composed, knowing that wisdom and serenity prevail over conflict. The biggest difference between those who succeed and those who drift through life often comes down to perspective. Successful people don't just look at a problem from one angle, they step outside the usual frame. And when they face hardship, they turn to a powerful tool, reverse thinking paired with inner calm and reason. Let me share a few more short stories that will open your mind to this way of thinking, and maybe even change how you solve problems in your own life. Lesson 1. The free Wi-Fi guard dog. A wealthy man feared someone might break into his home whenever he went out. He considered buying a fierce wolf dog but didn't want the ongoing expense of feeding it. After much reflection, a Stoic would call this rational deliberation, he found another way. Before leaving home, he removed the password from his Wi-Fi, By the time he returned, a dozen people would gather near his gate, glued to their phones, enjoying free internet. His house was never alone, and never in danger. Sometimes, solving a problem isn't about fighting harder, it's about changing the battlefield and accepting reality as it is. Lesson 2. The Tomato Game. A rich man went to buy tomatoes. The vendor said they were $2 a pound. The man placed 2 tomatoes on the scale, then added the biggest one from the basket. The vendor frowned and said, "That'll be $1.25. Calmly, the man removed the big tomato, leaving only the smaller ones. The vendor, annoyed, said, "Fine, 80 cents. Without a word, the man handed over 2 quarters, took the big tomato he had set aside earlier, and left with a smile. This is not about stubbornly fighting over rules. It's about creating your own reality by thinking differently and acting with composed wisdom. Lesson 3. The Fisherman's Chicken. A new fishing pond opened with an $8 entrance fee. Most visitors went home empty-handed. The owner then announced, "If you don't catch a fish, you get a free chicken." Suddenly, crowds flocked, happily leaving with chickens instead of fish. Later, the manager revealed the secret. The owner was actually a chicken farmer. Reverse thinking isn't about abandoning your goal, it's about finding a different, more effective path to it, embracing what is, not resisting. Lesson 4. Charlie Munger's Law of Companionship. Someone once asked Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's legendary partner, how to find a great partner in life or business. His answer was simple and stoic in essence: be worthy of one. A wise bird does not land on a weak branch. If you desire loyalty, intelligence, and trust, start by becoming the person worthy of such qualities. Inner virtue attracts virtue. Lesson 5. The Quiet Old Man. An old man cherished peace and quiet, but neighborhood kids played loudly near his house. One day, he invited them over and said, "Thank you for bringing joy to my quiet days," handing each child 3 candies. Delighted, they returned every day. Gradually, he reduced the candies to 2, then 1, then none. Frustrated, the children shouted, "If you're not paying us, we're not coming," and left. The old man regained his silence, without ever raising his voice. This teaches the Stoic art of gentle influence and patience, sometimes subtlety, not force, achieves harmony. The Stoic thread. In each story, the solution wasn't to overpower, complain, or control others. It was to reframe the problem and align with reality instead of resisting it. Reverse thinking is not a trick, it's a discipline of perceiving the world clearly and acting with inner calm. When you master this, life stops feeling like a fight. You stop pushing against the river and start flowing with it, yet somehow still arrive exactly where you need to be. Reverse thinking means understanding others' weaknesses and realizing that true failure lies only in losing control of yourself. Lesson 6. Mandela's Forgiveness. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, enduring brutal treatment from his guards. Yet, when he became president of South Africa, he invited 3 of those very guards to his inauguration. Standing before everyone, Mandela showed them respect. The room fell silent. He said, "When I walked out of that prison door, I knew that if I carried pain and anger inside me, I would still be a prisoner." True reverse thinking is realizing that forgiving others is the way to free and elevate yourself. As the Stoics teach, freedom comes from mastery of the mind. Lesson 7. The Sales Trick. A salesperson once told a customer, "We have a book called 500 Reasons Why Men Come Home Late. You have to get it." The customer laughed and asked why. The salesperson calmly replied, "Because your husband bought it." This is reverse thinking leveraging psychology. Sometimes the power lies in knowing when and how to use the right message. Stoics remind us, the art of persuasion is knowing the human nature to guide it wisely, not forcefully. Lesson 8. Sima Guang's Broken Jar. Sima Guang, a famous Chinese scholar and statesman, demonstrated reverse thinking as a child. While playing hide and seek, a friend jumped into a water jar and started choking. Everyone panicked, but Sima Guang calmly grabbed a stone and smashed the jar, letting the water drain so the child could breathe. Most would rush to pull the child out, but he saw the bigger problem and solved it by thinking differently. Stoicism teaches us to keep a clear head in crises and look beyond the obvious. Lesson 9. The Buffet Fine Flip. A buffet restaurant was losing business because customers wasted food. They fined anyone who wasted 10,000 dong, but business worsened. Then, the manager flipped the rule. Those who didn't waste food would get 10,000 dong back. Suddenly, business boomed and food waste vanished. Reverse thinking means never letting others feel they're losing. Instead, make them feel like winners. This echoes Stoic wisdom. Focus on what motivates human behavior and align your actions accordingly. Each story teaches us this. Success is not about fighting harder or following the obvious path. It's about seeing problems from different angles, adjusting your mindset, and acting with calm clarity. That's the power of reverse thinking. It frees you from traps, opens doors, and turns obstacles into opportunities. Lesson 10. The Young Man on the Rooftop. A young man stood on a rooftop, ready to jump. Crowds gathered, pleading with him to step down. When police asked why, he said, "My girlfriend of 8 years left me for a wealthy man. She married him. My life feels meaningless." An old man nearby shouted, "She was with you for 8 years, isn't that enough?" The young man paused, smiled, and stepped down. Life throws us confusing, painful moments, but when you shift your perspective, even dark thoughts lose their power. Look at things from a different angle, and suddenly, clarity appears. This is the Stoic practice of reframing misfortune. Lesson 11. The Stolen Phone. A man's phone was stolen near the train station. He asked a friend to send a message to the thief. "Hey, the train's about to leave. I can't wait anymore. I left $200 in locker A21. Code 1685. Half an hour later, police caught the thief right by locker A21. Reverse thinking. Solve problems not by direct confrontation, but with clever moves, an example of strategic calm over impulsive reaction. Lesson 12. The Missing IOU. A businessman borrowed $2 from Hassan with a written IOU. Near repayment time, the IOU went missing. Worried, Hassan's friend advised him to write a letter demanding $2,500. Hassan hesitated, but the IOU is lost, and the amount isn't even correct. His friend insisted, "Trust me." The letter arrived. The borrower replied, "I borrowed $2, not $2,500. I'll pay on time." Reverse thinking is a tool. When used wisely, it opens doors to new possibilities. As Stoics say, reason and prudence guide the way through uncertainty. In summary, success is not about brute force, stubbornness, or resentment. It is the mastery of perspective, the calm acceptance of what is, and the wisdom to find new paths forward. Reverse thinking, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, empowers you to face life's challenges with serenity and ingenuity, turning barriers into stepping stones, and confusion into clarity. In today's cutthroat world, it's not about having all the resources, it's about how you think and use what you have. The Stoics remind us that external possessions are indifferent. What truly matters is the virtue of our mind and our reasoned choices. It's not how many pieces of cake you have, but how many you desire and how wisely you consume them. I once attended a youth entrepreneurship seminar. Many successful businesspeople shared their experiences, but what struck me most was a story from a CEO. He spoke of a 34-year-old programmer rejected by many companies during interviews. This CEO had interviewed over 3,000 candidates and thoroughly analyzed the first 500, cross-checking with HR and business departments. He was rarely wrong in judging character and potential. There were 3 main reasons the programmer failed. 1. Lack of perseverance and a clear life vision. At over 30, he changed jobs 5 times in 10 years due to trivial conflicts or dissatisfaction. The Stoics teach us that constancy and steadfastness, constans animus, are virtues essential for growth. Without endurance, it is hard to cultivate meaningful progress or mastery. 2. Lack of reverse thinking, creative problem-solving mindset. When faced with difficult questions, he made excuses, limiting himself. He never sought new perspectives or innovative methods. The Stoic path urges us to meet obstacles with reason, seeing challenges as opportunities to exercise wisdom and ingenuity. 3. Lack of deep, focused research ability. His knowledge was only proficient, without depth or the hunger to learn more. True wisdom demands lifelong learning and self-improvement. Amor fati and premeditatio malorum encourages to prepare and grow through continuous effort. The CEO concluded, "Don't judge experienced candidates solely by immediate results, but by their capacity to learn and develop. A true life vision means steadfastly pursuing long-term value, not sacrificing it for short-term gain. Those with real ambition will find every way to overcome challenges and achieve their goals. Conversely, those distracted by trivial benefits have limited potential. Today, if a job offers 8 million Vietnamese dongs more, he switches. If another job is closer to home, he switches again. Then if there's more annual leave, he switches once more. Such restlessness echoes a lack of apathy, freedom from distractions, that Stoicism values. Now, compare two scenarios. One job offers long-term value and passion, with the potential to increase your competitiveness. The other offers 15 million Vietnamese dongs per month. Which would you choose? Many pick the second. Understandable. 15 million per month amounts to 180 million per year, or 1.8 billion over 10 years, not adjusting for inflation. But can that money buy back the prime years of your life? The Stoics warn us not to waste the present moment on short-sighted gains. Unlike the CEO's ideal, if your employees at age 30 keep jumping jobs over an 8 million VN difference without commitment or growth, would you see them as having true potential? Training such people is difficult, almost impossible. So, what should you do to pursue long-term value? Never give up the job you're passionate about just because the salary is low. That job could develop your career and character. A career cycle might last 5 to 6 years or more. Every half cycle, ask yourself, is this the career I want for life? If not, don't hesitate to change. Otherwise, you risk regret at the end of life, something the Stoics call ataraxia disrupted. Don't fear mistakes. They are part of the process. Hone your skills, and when the moment is right, success will come. If uncertain how to choose, revisit the 3 points above and reflect deeply. Google once had an unwritten rule: for every key position, they paid double to hire the best talent because the gap between first-tier and third-tier talent is vast, not a small difference. As many think, a crucial distinction: third-tier talents assess what resources they have and do the work accordingly. First-tier talents look at the work they want to do, then seek out the resources to accomplish it. Older employees may have limited potential, constrained by their current skills. Younger people, with broader thinking and vision, can transcend their limits. This echoes the Stoic ideal of continuous self-improvement and striving beyond present circumstances. Reverse thinking. How to train yourself. What job to start with. First, think about what needs to be done, not just what skills you currently have. Don't be limited by your present abilities. Always ask, in any industry, who is the best? How can I be like them or better? Don't set limits on yourself. See every problem from all perspectives. If you don't dare to imagine solutions, you won't overcome challenges. The difference between third-tier and first-tier talents is rare but decisive. So, don't be arrogant, many surpass you. But don't lose hope. Through learning and practice, every step you take toward that rare group of thinkers and doers, those who find solutions and get things done, is a victory. Far better than passively accepting limitations. In today's relentless world, we are like startup founders, seeing every challenge as an opportunity. Yet, many overlook a crucial truth: persistence in one pursuit. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Those with true potential endure, steadily advancing and producing lasting results. They do not abandon the race for every distraction or fleeting pleasure along the way. Have you ever wondered why some people, despite being endlessly busy, remain poor, while others steadily succeed? Perhaps it's because, in recent years, media floods us with stories of small investors losing money in the stock market. Many believe hard work and persistence alone guarantee success. If you work hard, your life will improve. This mindset pushes people to juggle many jobs, thinking that learning on the job, even without focus, is free education. This persuasive narrative feels familiar. We see it, study it, and still work hard. But sometimes the result is painful. your hard work becomes a pawn on someone else's chessboard. Though harsh, this is true. While you are busy toiling, others quietly build real success. This is not a denial of hard work's value. Rather, it's a call to see differently. Why do many who work hard, often late into the night, still lack a clear ideal? Why do they remain trapped in endless daily tasks that never truly end? Because they focus only on immediate problems, believing that once solved, all will be well. But this short-term view drains strength, resources, and blinds them to better opportunities. Does this divide rich from poor? The answer is yes. The difference lies in mindset and perception. Psychologists call it the tunnel vision effect. Looking through a narrow tube hides the bigger picture. Scarcity breeds obsession, blinding us to long-term vision. Those who look far see growth and invest to increase assets. Those who look close cling to money, watching it slowly lose value. This explains why many remain trapped solving short-term problems, unable to build lasting wealth. From another angle, busyness without success may stem from solving problems with conventional thinking, never seeking better solutions. This is why the wealthy often succeed through contrarian thinking. Billionaires like Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and Charlie Munger exemplify this. As mathematician Carl Jacobi said, think backwards. Always think backwards. Only by thinking differently can you spot unseen opportunities without competing in crowded fields. Mistakes often push you to chase money, but ironically make you poorer. What you desire most can be your barrier. Those who think broadly and long-term grow wealthy. Those who chase money only struggle. Everyone loves money and wants security. Yet most don't realize, chasing money itself blocks wealth. People make poor choices, switching jobs instead of gaining experience, speculating instead of investing, taking temporary gigs instead of building real businesses. They fixate on the immediate, missing that wealth is a long-term game. Without patience and vision, success remains out of reach. Moreover, free things can be the most expensive once your time gains value. You may feel free offers waste your precious time. How you value time shapes your wealth. Today, many free products flood the market, yet nothing comes without cost. There's no such thing as a free lunch. The saying goes, watching free movies means poor quality and ads. Free samples require your personal data. Free gifts demand your time and participation. What seems free is just another form of payment. When you see crowds lining up for free eggs, remind yourself not to live like that. This is not stinginess, it's valuing time. Banks have customers who ask only for free gifts before opening accounts. They'll travel farther for freebies, yet waste their own time, an invaluable asset. Some say, I have nothing but plenty of time. This is false. Time belongs to no one. Time flows impartially, indifferent to good or evil. If you don't keep pace with time, it can elevate or diminish you. A profound truth. When your time begins to have value, you realize all free things cost too much. Now, the final part. 6 signs you're on the right path to changing your mindset and breaking barriers to success. The more disciplined you become, the stronger your self-control. Using time wisely to develop yourself makes time valuable and success attainable. Today's abundant information opens doors, but opportunity is no guarantee of ease. The difference between dreams and reality is your thinking. If you follow these principles, you're truly working toward your best self. 1. Self-discipline. When you keep your promises to yourself, you build self-esteem and form positive habits. Each broken promise feeds procrastination and erodes confidence. For example, commit to 30 minutes of exercise daily, regardless of immediate results. This fuels lasting motivation. 2. Think like an investor. Life has ups and downs. Like the stock market, success is a marathon, not a sprint. Delay instant gratification to build greater future rewards. 3. Turn jealousy into advantage. Expecting great things is natural. Underneath jealousy lies unmet needs. Understand these feelings to act now and build your dreams. 4. No room for self-pity. Success lies in quickly recovering from failure. Life isn't fair. No one owes you. Pessimism weakens power. Viewing failure as a lesson moves you closer to success. 5. Flexible vision. Your goal is the destination. Your habits and strategies are the vehicle. Be stubborn in your goal but open to detours. There's often more than one path. 6. Expand your mindset. Lack of seriousness prolongs failure and blocks opportunities. Stay open to new ideas and committed to growth. Thank you for investing your time to watch. I hope these insights bring value to your journey. If you found this meaningful, please like and subscribe to support. Wishing you peace and true happiness on your path. Goodbye. See you in the next videos.